What's up, guys, and welcome to another EBFG TV match review. Yesterday, the Sounders and Earthquakes drew down in San Jose. Brian, what are your thoughts on that performance?
It was messy. I'm not gonna lie.
And
It
not in the
was
good messy.
no, not Lionel or Lionel, however you want to say it. It reminded me a lot of the Portland game. Thankfully, between Ozzy's ridiculous saving goal line clearance and a couple good fry saves and some really good punches, we kind of avoided the early goal onslaught that we did in Portland. But yeah, it was not our best, and it's starting to notice kind of that Lodero does not look the same when Dempsey's not on the field with him to kind of draw some of that defensive pressure off. And thought he had one of his weaker games as a Sounder so far. Granted, his weaker games are still better than most people's good games, so he's got that going for him. But yeah, it was sloppy. I'm in the end happy with the draw, but not our best.
Yeah, I'll be completely honest with you and our viewers. I didn't get to see the whole game, but what I did see was pretty sloppy. And San Jose absolutely dominated the stats against us. 12 shots to 5 in favor of San Jose, 6 corners to 0 in favor of San Jose. And then we had one more foul than they did. It just looked sloppy. It looked kind of gross. Yeah, a point is good on the road, especially when we didn't get a point in Portland. It's good to at least get a point. But yeah, we didn't see him on our game at all, and I totally agree with you on the Lodero thing. Without Deuce, he just kind of looks like he's trying to do everything on his own to me, and he can't really be doing that. Deuce really gives him that extra little bit of I don't know quite what it is, but that extra little bit of support that helps him just be a fantastic player. But even as you said, his bad games are better than some guys' good games.
No, for sure. And as happy as I am with a point, unfortunately, obviously it keeps San Jose from leapfrogging further past us.
Mm-hmm.
But Portland did win this weekend, so they kind of extended their gap, I think, to 6 points now.
I think it's just 4.
Is it?
No, 7.
Either way, it's not great.
Yeah, it's not great.
The point there. So we're going to need to start winning some games. Hopefully Vancouver next weekend. Huge game at home. But it's not going to be easy. We're definitely making it harder on ourselves as we go along. And that was, I think, a very winnable game in San Jose. And we just we didn't show up the way that I know we can, especially on the road. They didn't have that fight that you like to see from a road squad.
Yeah, honestly, we really need Clint Dempsey back, and I'm obviously concerned about his health off the field, as much as I am on the field. But we're missing something, and it's we're missing kind of whatever he brings to the table that makes him so special. That fight, that ability to just kind of turn a game on its head, which I think him and Lodero can do together. We really need him back. I really hope he comes back soon because it might be pretty key in the playoff race to get Dempsey back. It's a huge game next weekend. It's even bigger now that we only got a point in San Jose. And yeah, as I said in the match preview, it sucks that we don't have the our fate in our own hands now. We have to rely on other results. But at the end of the day, I think this team still has the ability to win a lot of games up in the next few weeks and really put a scare into Portland for that last playoff spot.
No, they definitely do. And I think something that we're going to need to figure out in the next, hopefully before Saturday, assuming Dempsey's not going to be available again, he really brings that kind of hold-up play in the midfield where he can hold onto the ball and just kind of dance around guys for a minute to allow the rest of the attack to catch up. And we're definitely seem to be missing that. We were lofting a lot of long balls, just basically telling Jordan Morris to go chase things. When he did eventually get the ball, he was the only guy up there and had no one to play it to and would lose it or it would go out of bounds or something. And even more often than that, he didn't get the ball at all. So we're going to have to figure out something there to kind of stabilize, I guess, the attacking midfield. But no, they can definitely do it. We showed some promise kind of later on towards the game. Defensively, still a little sloppy. The mistakes have to be cleaned up. Not happy with a couple performances, not going to name names, but I think you can probably all guess who they are.
Does his name rhyme with Byron Fierce?
Yeah. But on the positive side, I thought Flacco had a much better game when he came in than he did against Portland. He looked more positive, more confident going forward on the ball. Ozzy was a beast. Torres was a beast. Seeing him charge after Wando was one of my favorite things this whole season. Fry, I thought, was shaky at times, but did enough to keep them to one goal. Not a lot of other positives for me though. It was kind of a mess.
I honestly am very glad that Roman Torres is back. I think our defense was really missing kind of that aggressiveness
Mm-hmm.
that he brings, and it is definitely fun to see him kind of go after guys like he did last night. So we were definitely missing something, just kind of that bite in defense, I guess, if there is a defensive bite. I just think that we kind of have that with Torres back. Yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting next few weeks. It's been an interesting last few weeks. So yeah.
It
Any other
has.
thoughts?
Yeah. So I just had a quick question for you. So if you're Brian Schmetzer, going into Saturday, do you make any changes from that lineup that you started? And if so, who are you moving around?
I don't really know if you make any changes. You got to find something to replace that kind of hold up plays you were talking about that Dempsey brings,
Mm-hmm.
because I think we can win without Clint. I'm not saying that it's
Oh,
impossible for us
definitely. Yeah.
to. It's not impossible for us to win without him, if that makes sense. Yeah. I think we need to find that hold up play though. We need to find someone who can kind of let the rest of the attack catch up. And Jordan Morris, he's been good this season, but he's not always great when he's the only person going forward, because it's near impossible to score goals when you're the only person going forward. What do you think?
No, I totally agree. And as much as I love Roldan, I think he's been one of the bright spots in kind of a down Sounder season.
Mm-hmm.
I did not like him up there in that kind of attacking right spot. I think he's obviously much better suited kind of in that two spot above the defense with Ozzy. That's where he really thrives. Using his pace, using his physicality, using just his pure effort, basically. It didn't work the same up there, and he's not in there to hold up the ball and distribute and be that guy that Clint is. And I don't know who on our roster can really fill that spot. So I guess that's something Schmetz will have to figure out in the next few days.
All right, guys. Well, I think that's all the EBFG TV crew has for you. We will see you on later on this week for a match preview for a huge Cascadia Cup rivalry game against the Vancouver Whitecaps. Thanks for watching EBFG TV. We will see you later.